Okay, alright, so we're going to lay up the left side of the fuse on the big A380 project. The mold, you saw the video already of how I prepared that. The only thing additionally I did was put PVA in this. You can see the PVA around the edge. It's dry now. Do not skip the waxing. Do not skip the PVA. Your mold will not come out like you think it will. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the stuff I'm going to use. So we're going to have two kinds. We're going to have a 4-ounce fiberglass cloth. We're going to have 6-ounce fiberglass, 6-ounce carbon, and then peel ply. What you don't see out here is I have carbon fiber tape that I'm going to put around the wing root on the inside in here. So it's going to be carbon fiber tape around here just for extra strength, and then carbon fiber is going to be this whole wing box. And you'll see how I cut that out in a minute. So now this stuff I'm going to put over here because we're going to start cutting it. And I'm going to cut the 4-ounce cloth first, then I'm going to go to the 6-ounce, then I'm going to do the carbon where I need it. Carbon will probably only be the back quarter and the front quarter and then in here. The rest will be fiberglass. So this is how this is going to work. You have to be careful with this. You can see how it comes apart on the edge. So you have to be careful with your fiberglass cloth, and I bought tape that's going to help me with that. So here's how we're going to do this. This is how I did. Now this thing is a little messed up because I did the other fuselage with it. So what we'll probably do, we're going to waste a bunch here, but that's okay. So we're going to get it to where you have enough when you press it in to all of your surfaces. Here, let me get rid of this for a second here. Highly organized garage. So you want enough that it will fit into all of the crevices and you have a bunch left over.
Now, could you take the piece on either side, cut it, fold it nicely, and save it for small projects?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing to say you can't do what you need to do to save this stuff, because it's expensive. This stuff is not cheap. So that's pretty good there. And that's pretty good there. So now I'm going to cut this right along this area. Now this is tape from fiberglass. You can see it, and the object is you lay the tape out and you cut it down the center. That way it doesn't,
it goes on just one side?
Yeah, your cloth doesn't, your cloth won't fray. And then when you lay it up, you just take it off. So you just do this to try and keep, I'm just trying to keep this cloth got really, it actually really frayed more than I thought it was going to. So that's why I bought this. So I figured, and you can actually do gentle curves with it too. It doesn't have to be, you can see I'm coming kind of right up here. I don't want to waste too much of this fiberglass. So there we go. And then we'll come right up in here. And just make sure you're as flat as you can go. And I'll just rip that, and then I'm going to do a section right in here. This should hopefully help keep the cloth from getting frayed. That's my goal, is to just keep this cloth from fraying after I cut it. So, and then there.
And you have to store it. How do you, it's difficult, right, when you store it?
No, you just have to store it flat. You can't store it on its end or it'll fray. So now...
So you can't stand the rolls up?
No.
Right.
So now you just cut down the center.
Oh.
And you you'll see it's keeping the edges, I'll make sure that's on there, but it's keeping the edges nice and so they're not fraying. So, and then when we lay it up, we can just take off the tape and the tape will stay on this, on the side that we're not laying up, and it will keep it from all of those little fraying, and it'll keep your cloth all together, which I really like it. It's a little extra step. Takes a little extra time, but I think it's worth it, because if you are moving your fiberglass around a lot and it all frays, you're going to have a bunch of fiberglass that's all worthless.
Does it get holes in it easily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets everything easy and it frays really super easy. So.
Is it your first time working with the tape?
Yeah, actually. When I did the last fuselage, I didn't have the tape, and I noticed how much it frayed. Now, we weren't moving it, so it wasn't too bad. But I think if we were to move it, it would have been a different story. I think we would have had a lot of loose fibers, and this way at least this just stays in there. And these are shears I also got from Fiberglast. They're really nice. You need a pair of these. Stuff is not easy to cut, but with this stuff it's like nothing. So there you go. So now you can either put more tape here and cut it. I'm just going to roll it up because I'm going to use it again. So I'm just going to kind of, now the outside edge, you don't have to, as long as you store it with it up, you won't have to worry about it fraying as much.
What do you mean with it up? And it has to be laying like that. It has to be horizontal.
Yes, yes. And then you can see that tape protecting that unfinished edge.
If you stand it on its end, it'll turn into a puddle of fiberglass stuff.
It could, yes.
Okay.
So there. So now we've got that cut. This is our initial, and we've got a little extra we can play with. So.
And is it 4 ounce then 6 ounce, or does it matter?
I'm doing 4 ounce, then 6 ounce, then carbon. I'm just actually going to wipe this down a little bit. There was a little dirt on the table right here, so I'm just going to clean this off so my fiberglass doesn't get all.
And you're going to cut this trim piece off too?
What's that?
I'm going to cut this edge off. Save that.
Oh yeah, you know what? I probably should do that.
Because you're going to have some smaller parts you're configuring and flaps.
And I could put some tape on there. I don't think I'm going to.
So you're going to you're just going to fold it? Because it does come folded when you order smaller pieces, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can store it, smaller pieces kind of folded.
Yeah.
Like a sheet.
And as long as you don't move it a lot, it's not going to come apart on you. It's when you're moving it that I noticed a lot of the frays happen. Okay, so there's your first piece. And now we're just going to repeat that with the 6 ounce cloth and the carbon fiber. This we can take and that's our first piece. We can just take and fold that up so when we take it in, you can see how that stuff
Yeah.
frays. So it's important to use that tape if you can. Okay, so now our 6 ounce cloth.
Should we film this part? Or is it the same?
It will be the same. I'm going to reinforce with carbon. You can see this is the wing root. Oh, see, you can see how that without tape. But here, so this carbon is, I'm going to put this just right in here, do the wing root, and a little bit on the front, a little bit on the back, and a little bit up here. And that's going to help me just have reinforcement, because that area is going to be carrying a lot of weight. and it's going to need to be strong. What I'm probably going to do too is, and once I'm done cutting this, I'll show you. I have 2-inch carbon fiber tape, which what I'm going to do is use that carbon fiber tape to even reinforce this more. So there's that. You want to try and keep this carbon nice. Carbon is $1 bazillion a roll. So yeah, so now you can see this is going to go. So first what's going to happen is, and remember, use your PVA, do not use PVA. I'm probably even going to put another little layer on here before I lay this up. But so this, you're going to be 4-ounce and 6-ounce fiberglass, the whole thing. And then you're going to have a reinforcement here. I also have to do the nose and the tail. So I'm on a little bit of reinforcement on the nose and the tail. And I think actually what I'll do...
Here's a scrap piece too, you can check.
Actually, this might be enough. Let's see. Oh, it's enough. Yeah, it's perfect. So this will be the tail. And I'm going to just do up until, I'm going to do this like right in here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to...
Could you cut it in half and do the tail and the nose with it?
No, I'm going to need a little more for the nose. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to tape this on the end here. And then we'll have a nice, before we lay it up, it'll stay nice, and it's going to look really, I'm going to do that straighter. It's going to look real, it'll be a nice clean cut, and it'll look good. Not that anybody's going to see it, no one's going to see it, but I'll see it. So there we go. And you can kind of see how that tape actually works really well. And the piece we're going to lay up, we just take the tape right off of that piece before we lay it up. And then now you'll see it's got a nice clean edge. So that's cool. Put that up there, and now this should fit right in here. We're going to do right up to this line, right up to about there, so we should have plenty. Maybe a little close right there, but it should be enough. If I needed to, I could go further in here too.
Yeah, because you're not going to cut that piece, so you might as well use it up.
So I could go further in here. It's not going to hurt anything. Having more carbon fiber is not going to hurt anything. So these are 2 pieces, and then I got to do a nose piece, which I'm only going to do the very beginning of the nose. So I'm probably only going to do just going to do something like that. So go.
It's interesting how it holds the form. It's so much stiffer than the...
It's really strong, and when it dries and it cures with the resin on it, it's really strong. I mean, it's... So I'm just going to go with a little piece like this. I'll go right there. And I'm going to... I'll leave that.
I'm impressed with the tape, though.
Yeah, I like the tape, actually. I actually like it more than I thought I would. I thought it was kind of a gimmick. It is not. It makes cutting this stuff and having a real nice edge very, very easy. And the cool part is, what happens is, after you're done with it, it won't fray. So we're going to do this. We're going to put this guy in here just like this. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. And I'll trim it once I get closer to actually laying it up. All right, so that's everything we're going to lay up out here. That's everything we're going to cut out here. So now we're going to go inside, and we're going to start actually the layup process. I actually used this so that my mold would stick a little better. It's 1601. You saw that in the other video. It worked really well. It worked really well. Better than I thought, that to stick the mold in. So now we're just gonna take a little bit of our, put this in here. So we're starting off with 4-ounce cloth. And I'm just going to start putting this on and getting the, actually we could probably pour some in. There we go. So now we're just going to start getting this where she's laid up, and you can see how it's sticking real nice. We're just going to get all of this.
And what do you got? The product's an hour you said to work with?
Yeah, this is 60-minute epoxy. Oh, I didn't like pouring it in. That wasn't very accurate, so I'm not going to do that again. Probably should have put a layer down before I put this in here, because then it would stick a little nicer. But once you get it going, you can use your hands.
And we're just getting out air bubbles. We're just looking for that opaque.
It's got to be, yep, it changes, it like changes color. It gets dark, and then you could kind of see it on the mold.
Right there. Yeah.
You could see it, yeah. See how it, and it sticks on the mold. I like that. I like that adhesive stuff. I'm probably going to use more of it next time. It really worked out well. The good part about this is that once we get it all on here, the next layer of fiberglass will just stick to it just like glue. So it won't be as hard.
The first layer is the most tedious.
Yeah, first layer. Yeah, it seems that way. That's for sure.
What do you got cooking on the 3D printers?
We're doing the horizontal stabilizers right now. That's the left side horizontal stabilizer.
And what's the print time on these?
The big printer is 14 hours, and the small printer is an 8 hour.
And together that completes it? So two pieces?
Makes one half.
Yeah, it makes one half.
Yeah, see, this stuff is not sticking very well, so we'll just keep progressing onward. We're just going to get some in here, and then we're going to put this on with our hands.
Let's see what you're doing with your hands.
We're just getting this to
Oh,
line
yeah.
up.
That's good. That's down there nice.
Okay.
Okay.
There's some bubbles here that I do not like, and I don't know why they keep coming. I should probably do this in two pieces, actually. Next time I think I'm going to do it in two pieces. Actually, I need it more. So this is our 6-ounce cloth. We just got done with the 4-ounce. Now I'm going to kind of try and get this. I'm going to start in the middle here and just start pushing it outward. And hopefully we'll get a nice, I'm going to start just pushing it out, and hopefully it gives me a nice bubble-free we'll have to mix up some more epoxy real quick, because I don't have any more.
So use that whole thing on that first one, but the first one always takes the most.
You know, I don't know.
Okay.
This is the first time we're doing anything like this, so.
Okay.
I mean, I really don't know if the first.
Because it looks like it's soaking through really good.
Yeah, and I'm just worried that this bottom layer is separate from the top layer. I'm going to try and really get these corners good. There's a corner in there that we got to get. So I don't know how this is going to come out. I have my doubts right now. If this is going to be decent. I really don't know.
And as far as structural integrity, two pieces wouldn't make a difference, would it?
What do you mean?
Like if you use two pieces of the 4 and the 6 ounce to instead of one long piece?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't do anything to the structure. I think that's how I'm going to do it next time. Because I think it'll be a little bit easier and I think it'll actually work a lot nicer. So I think what I'm going to do is take two pieces and cut them. So now we don't need a ton of stuff on here.
Yeah. Because it's coming through.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure this is down as good as I can get it.
And when does the carbon fiber tape go on? Last?
I don't think I'm going to use tape on this. I think I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it with the carbon on there. I think it'll be
Enough?
God damn it! Can you get that off?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be enough. I'm pretty sure that'll have enough. Judging by the last one that I did.
Okay.
You know, judging by that one, I'm gonna say that's gonna have.
Okay, I'll get the carbon fiber going in.
Yeah, this is the carbon fiber reinforcement area. Again, I don't know how good this is gonna come out. I'm seeing a lot of air bubbles in here. I got a crappy cut on there. I should have cut this. See, that's why that tape is good. You know what I mean? It keeps this from happening in these shards. Because not that it's a big deal. I'm going to be painting the whole thing anyway. But.
And they're sanding and spackling, but the more accurate this is, the less work you do later.
Correct.
So.
Well, it's laying down pretty nice.
And the carbon fiber, obviously, it's heavier, and maybe it'll help
lay it down.
lay
Yeah, it's laying down pretty good. I mean, this stuff's even laying down pretty good. I mean, there's going to be some work to do on this seam, that's for sure. You can see it, how much of a bubble is there. You know, even if I go over it. I'm hoping that when I come back in about 45 minutes,
it'll be tackier.
It'll be tackier, and I can.
So you think close to the end of the setup time, good to come in and give it a once over?
Yeah, because you can press it, you can get some of these bubbles out of here.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of bubbles right here. Why is that?
I don't know, they weren't there before. No. When you pull one side though, like you said.
You pull, man, and it moves them. It moves everything.
Moves everything.
So like I put the carbon on, and now it moves everything. So I'm trying to sink it as good as I can on the little mounts for the wing tube, and we'll see how that comes out. I don't know how this is going to come out. I have to be honest. I have my doubts here. Really have my doubts.
It doesn't look terrible. Looks good.
It doesn't look terrible. That's for sure. I agree. It doesn't look terrible, but I wish I had something to compare it to. I've never done it, so I don't know. I don't know what it should look like. So.
Well, we'll come back in 45 minutes and do an update check.
Yeah, we're going to come back. I'm going to press it down. I'm going to make sure that it's actually laying down pretty good now that the carbon's in there, so we'll see. Just want to make sure this is all saturated. Actually looks pretty good. It's really holding its shape pretty good back here.
Oh, you got a helper.
Oh, there he is. There's the cat looking for
shenanigans.
Trouble. Okay, well, here she is. I gotta clean it up, but I'll show you. It came out, I don't think it came out as bad as I thought, but I still have some work to do. But here you can see the mold. Let's make sure I'm all the way back in. Okay. And then here I'm gonna take it out, and you can see, I'm gonna clean this up later. So I'm gonna bring it back later once I clean it all up. But you can see it here. And the screw up I didn't make it in two pieces. So what I'm gonna probably do is cut the fuselage right in here, right along this carbon fiber probably. and then make it 2 pieces. But it came out, it actually looks pretty good. So I'm gonna trim it up, and then I'll get back and I will, let's see if I can get a more full view. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's your full view. It came out pretty good for my first try. So stay tuned. I'm gonna clean it up, and then I'll show you the finished product. Cut. I got some work to do there where I had the mold pulled up. I have to do some work there. And then I have some on the tail. But it actually looks pretty good. It's got a great shape to it. Let's see if I can put it up here and get it to sit. I think I'll be able to. I'm going to try and get a full view of it. It's kind of hard right now. Oh, there we go. You know what? I'm going to come back. I'm going to wash that stuff off the PVA. After I washed off the PLA. Came out pretty good. The only area I'm going to really have some work to do is right there. For whatever reason, the mold just didn't come out. There is a little air right there, but it's not on the surface. It's perfectly flat, and it's really strong. The other areas I'm going to have to work on are this in here. There's going to be some spackling in there. But everything else, I mean, man, this thing came out really nice. So it's a good looking fuselage. Let's get one more picture of the whole thing here now that it's washed off. There you go. There's the whole fuse. I don't even think I can get the whole fuse in there, but that's the fuse. The left side is done. So, all right, stay tuned. We're going to do the right side, and we're going to start getting the stabilizers and wings printed.